A man at a desk in front of a whiteboard full of writing and chalk. He holds up a pair of scissors in its original package.
Hey there, growers. I'm Dylan, and welcome back to another episode of Grow Closet.
Logo: The Grow Closet. A selection of scissors hang up behind the counter in a grow shop.
Today is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be featuring just one product from one company. We're going to be featuring multiple styles from multiple companies and going over what we think the pros and cons are.
A collection of scissors and shears in their original packages are aligned on the desk in front of him.
Now, personally, my favorite pair of scissors is actually the Chikomasa, specifically the curved bladed Chikomasa, because I feel like when I'm trimming, you can get right under the leaf, whether you're wet trimming or dry trimming. But all of this is personal preference. So let's kind of dive in. So starting off with the Chikomasa, as I mentioned, you can either get curved blade or you can get a flat blade, as well as with the Sabuten, which I personally haven't used, but I've heard really good things about. It looks like a very similar design, ergonomic handle, measuring on here, which I'm sure may come in handy. These look very similar, and the big thing is neither one of these have a spring. And that's why I really like them, because I used to use only spring-assisted scissors, whether it be from Hydro Farm or Sheer Perfection or Fisker. Anything that I used was spring-assisted scissors. But I started realizing that my hands would cramp up at a long day of trimming, or it just wouldn't really get me as good mobility. There's a few different things. So me personally, I go for a non-spring-assisted scissor now. I actually have like 2 or 3 pairs of Chikomasas at home still. But then going into Sheer Perfection, Sheer Perfection has a scissor style that also doesn't have a spring in it. You can do flat. I believe you can do a curved on that. I'm not 100% sure with the larger bonsai trimmers or shears. So transitioning from the non-spring assisted to the spring assisted, Sheer Perfection has a couple different varieties, as do most companies like Fisker or like Hydro Farm, where they have either a flat blade or a curved blade. And as I mentioned, this is all personal preference. It's whatever you're comfortable with. So the basic curved blade right here with the spring, then the flat blade right here with the spring. Similarly, Fisker, the spring-assisted one. Fiskers have been around for years. I mean, I remember using them when I was a kid in a vegetable garden. So tried and true, always a great brand. And then we just go into more of the heavy-duty shears. And these are going to be, very straightforward. They're for cutting down stalks or just taking down the entirety of your plant and then parceling it off into the different stalks or the different branches that you want to hang, or if you're going to be drying your plants first before you trim, or you're just going straight into the trimming and then hanging dry after that. I mean, as you can see, I only pulled 8 different scissors from the store to feature, and there's only 5 different companies. There are so many different companies, so many different scissor styles, but we want to make sure that the scissors that you use fit your growing style and are nice to actually utilize for long periods of time, especially if you're going to have multiple or full trim days. One thing that a lot of people always think about is how best should I clean my scissors? And I mean, I always went the very basic route. I'd get a red Solo cup or maybe a little flask or something that's filled up with isopropyl alcohol and just have scissors sitting in there to make sure not only will the resin get off, but they're also disinfected if you're unfortunately having to deal with powdery mildew or anything like that. So another way you can keep your scissors clean is a company called Scissor Fix. And it's very similar. I believe it does contain a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, if I remember correctly, but it's just basically a container, has a sponge in there, and you literally kind of chop into the sponge, or you can just dunk your scissors into them. I always like to leave the actual blades separated, so you make sure to get full surface contact for both of your blades on your scissors. Finally, something you can use is a product called Clean Cuts. And so this is actually a hemp-derived oil, and it not only keeps your scissors clean and free of residue, but it also helps lubricate your scissors to make sure that they don't rust or, kind of start breaking down the actual blades themselves. It just keeps the blade clean and keeps it ready to continue your harvest as much as possible. So these products and many, many more just like it are found on our website at monstergardens.com, or feel free to stop by our Sonoma County location. Thanks for stopping by.
Logo: The Grow Closet.
Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for us, and if you have any products that you'd like us to feature on Grow Closet, go ahead and comment down below.